Good morning everyone, welcome to the stream. Another trading with me, Peter Crow, trading gold, NAS 100, Euro USD and oil, and now and again we look at XRP, some crypto. I trade every day from 8 AM, so welcome to the stream. If you're here on YouTube, like and subscribe to the channel. I'm giving away instant funded account at 100 subscribers. If you're over on TikTok, join us on YouTube. You can see the charts I'm trading. You can also see the money we're making or losing, depending on the trade itself. Now, guys, so yesterday we had two trades on. Yesterday, NAS, we took some profit from NAS. We took some profit around this level, which wasn't much at all, and then we got stopped out at break even. But gold itself, so we are still in this gold trade. This gold trade was beautiful. So this, remember, this is off a higher time frame. This is where we entered as a wing back buy. Perfect entry, absolutely perfect entry. Now we got the wing back buy straight back up. We took partial and all that good stuff. I'm actually still in this trade, and the trade you can see on the MT5 is this trade, so I'm still using the same account. Okay, however, we're still in this trade. It's still valid to push up, but we're going to completely reset the chart and do a full top-down analysis again. That's what we do every morning, full top-down analysis again, whether I'm still in trades or not. Okay, because it's always good to see if the levels are correct as well. So we're going to do that as well on NAS. So we remove all the drawings. The gold trade, I haven't put the NAS one on because we took a small loss on gold and sort of balanced itself out for a break-even trade. So technically NAS was a break-even trade, but the gold one's here ready to put on. Now we're currently up. Let's me chat. We're currently up at $218 on this trade at the moment. Okay, so I've took some partials. And in regards to open positions, we've got 0.01 lot on it, so a very small lot, but we're still up $50 at the moment. Okay, so we'll just let that rock, let it do its own thing. So let's clear the charts, grab a cup of tea. You've got to have a cup of tea in the morning, Mr. Bolo. How the devil? And then we're going to do a full top down on gold. Very interested to see what it does today. I'm not on long today, guys, just till 10 o'clock. But I mean, the trade yesterday, that was done by 9 o'clock. So, you know, we don't need long. Right, top down on gold, guys. Let's have a look. So we know the monthly doesn't really give us much information. We're just very, very bullish on the monthly. We haven't had a bearish candle yet. Let's see if this one's going to go bearish. But at the moment, we can't really use the monthly time frame. It's not giving us anything. So we'll flip straight to the weekly. And then the ranges we've got on the weekly now. So we're currently in between 5368. Okay. And 5014. Now, if you remember what I was saying yesterday, is we're not sure if this weekly has closed below our support line or closed respecting. But what's going to tell us is how this weekly prints. So if this weekly prints bullish or doji, then we could say, okay, well, this weekly is closed respecting. Okay. If it prints bearish and carries on pushing down, then we could say, well, maybe the support was further down and we've actually broke below. So it's going to be interesting to see how this weekly closes. Now, if this weekly does print bullish or doji, okay, let's say it prints like so, then next week should be fairly straightforward. All I'm after next week is a bottom wick, tap previous support, and then a flip to come up to fill the rest of the range. So I'll be looking at 5368 levels to be tapped. But not only just get tapped, you're probably coming up to break these highs at that point. So this Friday is going to be an interesting one. How this weekly close is going to be pretty interesting. Okay, but at the moment, in regards to the weekly, what can the weekly do? Well, This weekly can do anything. It can give us a steeper top wick. It can come and tap all the way up here if it wants to. It can give us a steeper bottom wick. It can come as far as these levels. It can do anything. So it means the weekly time frame's not really helping us. We can't really use it to get up our setups. But all we know is if the weekly closes bullish on Friday, next week should be fairly straightforward. Then you come down to the daily. Good morning. I love rice. Good morning, mate. Good morning, Andre. How the devil?
Not too bad. Can you share your screen?
Yeah.
Already?
Someone's on TikTok called I Love Rice. Fantastic, dude. I love rice. How are you doing, Andre? You alright? Are you still in that trade? Gold yesterday? No. I'm still in, me. I'm still in.
Noise.
Yeah, I've got an open trade on it. Yeah, I took some nice. I took $218 for a bit. We've currently got $50 still moving on it now. But I've got rid of all my charts now, so I can't show you. I'll show you where we got it anyway. But anyway. Right, okay, so weekly, yeah, doesn't really give us much. Then we come down to the daily, right? Now, yesterday we're looking at this daily and going, okay, where has this closed? And we were unsure about our daily range. We didn't know if it was there, if it was that. If it's that, then it's broke below. If it's that, then it's closed respecting. Tiny margins. So it's pretty difficult to work out whether this had closed respecting, right? So we would then have to wait for the next candle. So the next candle has printed now, right? It's now printed. So we now know, no matter where this support level is, the daily's definitely closed below now. So what range are we in on the daily? Well, technically, we're in. This is our next range. So you've got like a wick to the area, and then you've got a body of the candles there. So that's our next range. So technically, the daily should top wick and then be coming down. Okay. So that's what could happen today on the daily. However, if we look at this daily candle, it's not really a convincing candle to carry on. The way this is printed is probably tell you, well, first what we need to do is break a high to grab some more liquidity to drive down. But that's what we've already done. We've now broke a high. So we do have liquidity. But is this enough to drive through this range? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I think this daily could actually push at least back up to these levels. I think we could see these getting tapped today off the daily. And I can also see, believe it or not, the daily printing bullish tonight. And the reason being is because if the weekly has closed respected, then we're expecting this weekly to close bullish or doji by the end of the week. We're now on Tuesday. So there's enough time to extend the wick and come back up and then come back down and print the doji. But let's say this is all the wick we need and we're going to start moving up now. Because what you'll find is you'll come down, create a bottom wick, and then as price moves, obviously you're moving up, comes as far as it wants, and then it could drop down, and then you end up with a small bullish with a nice top wick. And that's what I can see happening. And then next week's fairly straightforward, bottom wick, tap, and then you're looking at buys all week to come up. So that's what I would expect this week. So therefore, what would that look like on the daily time frame? Well, I think this could potentially be a fake out to the downside, and I think we're going to print a bullish candle here. Okay, but we've got to understand that this daily can still flip to fill the range to the downside as well. So we've got to be ready for that, mindful. So we're going to have to look on the lower time frames to see what's going on. But at the moment, this daily can do anything. It can still come up to tap this and still reject if it wants to. Yeah. So, and the reason why I say that is because look at this doji style candle. This came all the way up and all the way down here. So in and around these levels, look at this one. This one printed. This one came up to here, as far as here, and then still flipped and printed bearish. So that's something we can get from this level. This could come all the way up and then flip bearish if it wants to. Okay. So currently, what does that mean for us then? Well, this daily, we can take buys or sells, because we could maybe catch the daily flip, and we can also take the buys up. I would prefer to take the buys up at the moment. I think we need to come and tap these levels. And the reason why we need to come and tap these levels, what I would like, is because you've came down, you create this sort of structure here, and then you broke through. And this is quite a prominent structure because you've got levels here as well. So we broke out and we haven't retested this level yet. So I would imagine we're going to retest. Even if you want to drive down, you would probably get a retest of this level around these areas. Okay. And that would make sense if you think about the weekly, what we went back to. What if the daily, Tuesday, Wednesday print bullish, and then Thursday, Friday print bearish, but we close on Friday night in around here? That would be the weekly closing small bullish with a steep top wick. So can we look at that? So that's what we've got for the daily. Now this is where we're going to have to look on the lower time frames and see what's going on. So if we look left, we've got a forward bullish close, which is nice. Then we've had a nice steep bottom wick. We've got 1 hour left of this 4 to close. So if we can mark up some forward ranges here and see what's going on. See, I would probably say this is maybe our 4 hour range here. So as long as the 4 doesn't close back below these levels, would maybe be looking at this to then continue. And then we mark this one up. There's also so what is this? Oh, look at that. That's naughty. So okay, so this is fitting perfectly. So we do have a 4 level here, right? It's only happened twice though, but still we're gonna have to include it. But also, if this 4 closes bearish as well, this would definitely become a sort of prominent range. So if that's the forward range there, what happens to price from there? Well, it can come all the way back down, close respecting, next 4 doji, and then start coming back up. So we can actually see that this 4 hour can close all the way down here. So could we maybe take the sells down? Well, sells down are difficult now because we've already tapped this area. So it sort of took a bit of an advantage point away from me. Yes, the body could still push down, but you could also print doji and then the next 4 comes down. So we might as well sort of wait on it. In regards for setups for, nothing we can do here. We're gonna have to wait to see how this 4 closes. In a weird way, I don't want this 4 to close bearish, because if it does, it means we can only target this level. But if we flip, are we gonna flip? I can't see us flipping. There's 45 minutes left of it. We can only push down to fill this range here, which is not ideal. Another option is, but we rejected here. This one didn't reject for me. This one rejected from up here. This closed bearish there, and then the new 4 came down, tapped. Could we take maybe a wing back buy? Don't know whether I would do that. Wing back buys for me, if I was going to take a wing back buy, probably would have been the area where it's already tapped, or here. If we mark this up, so if we look left, before the drive down, you do get a tap and then a rejection back up to this level, and then you come through. Here you get rejection. Here you tap and reject to here, but you can also push through. to there. So that means stops would have to be below that. Your take partial would have to be here. Don't know whether I'm into that, guys. I don't think I like this. I think we're gonna have to wait for the 4 to close before even looking on any lower time frames. We'll have a quick glance. Let's have a quick glance. This 4 can do anything at the moment. Minging. Yeah, we need to break out this area. Left. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait to see what this 4 does. And here's the thing: if this 4 closes like this, I'm sure I'm gonna be able to get in on anything. You'd have to wait for another probably 4 hours, which is 8 hours. Any type of setups, but yeah, I can't really do anything on this 4. So we're gonna have to leave gold until for 42 minutes. See, this is a very dangerous area. Price can do anything at the moment, but it can do anything in a way where you're sort of stuck in this range here. So I think we probably need a break out of that range, and I just can't see it happening until probably another 2 hours, or at least the next 4 hour. So before you know it, this one closed at 9 o'clock, and then you're looking at 1 o'clock by the time you got a chance for a potential trade. So there's just no point. So we'll have a look at 9 though. Let's have a look. We're going to do a top down on NAS, but at the moment on gold, we still got that entry on. So I'll just quickly show you, Andre, where our entry was. This was our entry here. Bang on that nipple there. Look at that. I think it stops like that.
Was this yesterday?
Oh, good morning, Dan. Oh, the devil. Yeah, this was yesterday's trade. So I've still got an open trade on this. I've took a 280. I only risked $100 on this one. We took $218, and we got 50 on it at the moment. But this trade is more off like the weekly and the dailies, believe it or not, right? Because if I was expecting the daily to potentially flip bullish here, but it didn't, which is not an issue. I can still see this printing bullish, but it's more on the weekly. If the weekly's close respecting, then technically we should get a bullish close on this weekly, and then next weekly shouldn't break the lows, should tap previous support, and then continue to fill the rest of the range up in 5368. But it's just whether your accounts will allow you to hold for that long. But the entry on it, Dan, yesterday was like sexy. That very sexy. Look at that, literally that. So yeah, but at the moment we're a bit stuck. We're a bit stuck at the moment, guys. The only thing we could do, right, is actually I wouldn't even do it because we have got this level. I was thinking about buy stop above the 4, but if the 4 does flip, that's it. If you look at this 4, this 4 didn't close respecting, no. I'm trying to see any other 4s where it's close respecting this level. There isn't. So you either close above this one. We'll put this as respected, but close above, and they all push through. So if the 4 closes above there, fantastic, you're looking at buys. But if it closes respecting, then you're only coming back down to this, and we've already done it. We've already tapped that area. So yes, the body of the candles can move down. So you could maybe grab from here to here, which we could potentially look at, maybe a lower time frame scalp or something. But there would only be swoop entries. I just don't know whether it's worth it. You would need to see. I need to see to take some scalps down. We basically have to say, where's this 4 going to end up? Well, previous data tells us that it sort of ends up down here on one of them. The other one comes in, taps, and actually flips bullish, and then the next board drives down. So you're only going off one candle, and that ends up down there. So that means we could potentially look for sells from here through to here. That's probably it. And if you're going to do it, then you'd need to see some setups on a lower time frame. 3 hour, 2, got no bottom wick. 1, 30 is the next candle to close. The only thing you could do is, I mean, if you look at these 30s, you do have a 30-minute range here. If the 30 closes respecting, what's this 30 do? Got another range here actually. The 30 closes respecting and you open up and you push up first without a bottom wick, you could potentially have a sell stop underneath. Because if you look at these levels, this 30 comes up and then drops down to here. This 30 closes, drops down to here. This 30 drives down. This 30 drives. So it really does drive on the 30s. And that would make sense with the 4 pushing down. But we'd need to see something print perfect. Do you know what? That might be an option there. Might be worth getting that on. This be on the 15 then. 15, printing bullish, got a minus support level here. So what we could potentially see here, you have got minus support level here. If the 15 breaks out, that would be the 30 closing respecting, and then you've got a level here, remember. And then what can happen is we can then get 15 closed back in, and that would be the 4 continuing to fill the range. But you're only looking to get down here, so you're probably looking at a 2 to 1, which is, it's enough for us. If we risk $100, we're going to make $200. I don't know whether I would risk more than $100 on this though. Do you see anything, Andrea, on gold? What I'm missing? What I could be potentially missing? How about you, Dan?
I'm not seeing anything. It's
I think if this 15 can come up to maybe this level, and then it can sort of give me a wick fill, I might have a sell stop underneath that 15. That's probably it. Oh, look at that 5 though. That 5, Dan. Oh. 5 bearish and a big 5 bullish. Okay. Yeah, that's something we can look at actually. Let's see how this 15 is going to close in 5 minutes. It's got to. For me though, this 15, I need it to sort of close above this level here. If it can close above this level, even better for me, because that's enticing buyers in, you see. And then what it does, price entices buyers in, and then just drops through the floor to take them out. That's it. So let's see if the 15 can close above that. I would not take this at all. If this prints bearish, I would not take this. I mean, look at this for example. There's a level there. Yeah, you print bearish, bearish, bullish, and then you print bearish, and that could be this one. And then look what the next price does, straight up. So I would not take this. I would need a close above this on the 15, and then we could potentially look at it. Would that make sense with the hour? You might not drive down though. So you would need to drive down. You would need this hour to look like that. Don't know whether I can see that happening. I think if anything, this hour's going to close doji. Okay, we'll have a look. It's naughty. Okay, so we'll see how this 15 is going to close, right? We'd be going risk free and all that good stuff early, but let's quickly have a look at. We've got 3.5 minutes. Quickly have a look at NAS. So monthly on NAS doesn't really help. He had a break to the downside, but again, what I've just mentioned, this could easily now fake straight back up to the upside with the new one because we broke out this minor support. We haven't had 2 breaks of structure yet, so I'm not convinced that this is a change of direction at the moment. Weekly, I think with the weekly, where did we close? Well, we obviously closed back in now into the area. The next weekly range is, I'd probably say this level really. That's the sort of range you're in. We do have a lot of messy areas here. Look at the gaps there, huge gaps. Really pain in the ass. So the weeklies opened up and pushed up first. There's not much bottom wick, but if we're in this range and we're moving back up, you don't actually need much of a bottom wick because we've had such a nice drop and we broke this prominent low here. So yeah, we don't need much of a bottom wick. But where can this weekly go? Well, we know this weekly can actually come and fill all of this level. I mean, this one came right back up. So yeah, the weeklies can keep driving up. I'm not sure I would take any sells now. I would need a close below this for sells. So if we go to the daily and if we go, okay, well, we're interested in the buys back up, what would we want to see? Well, we would want a daily bullish close, which we've seen. Fantastic. And then we would want to pull back with the next daily, which is we're seeing. Fantastic. Could this daily now just flip to the upside to continue? Yeah, it could. Easy, could. So if we look at the dailies, so that's how I look on the daily. Yeah, we've got this level. We're getting a bottom wick. Could we just get a buy stop off the daily on the top side? Come back up. Daily. Oh, wow. Where would the daily buy stop be? Daily buy stop would be there, wouldn't it? Just mark this off. So if we had a daily buy stop now, and if this daily flips now, where are we expecting this daily to go? Well, I would expect you're going to break this high at least. At least. There's no other reason to flip back up other than break the high to get some liquidity. But you can. The next range on the daily is you're looking at this level, 25158, or you do have a level here where if you look at the dailies, you came down, you only came back to this, and then the daily came back down, and then back up, and then back down, and then you went. So could we get that where we mess about here for a bit before coming back down, tap to then go? Potentially. But even if you had a buy stop above the daily, these don't reject until you get to here. So there's our advantage point. There's nowhere else to go. So this might be a shout for a buy stop on the daily. Let me just have a look at the lower time frames. 2. The 4 do. So the 4 is bullish. 4 is bullish. I love a cup of tea, but out of these cups it's a nightmare because it's bloody red hot. Burns your lips off.
Is that your self-stirring cup?
It's me a Stanley one.
Uh,
So there's 30 minutes left of this 4, Dan. 30 minutes left of this 4. There's quite some key levels on the 4. If you look at the 4 levels here, some big rejection areas here. So if the 4 can close, respect them for me. and we get a bottom wick first, we might have a buy stop on the 4 to come up. Daily 30 minutes, so we might have a trade at 9, guys. But if this 4 can close respecting, right, what I can see happening, like, why did we print bullish here, right? Why did we print bullish? Is this to entice buyers in? It's not at any support levels. And then we create a little support level. Now we've broke out. So could we see the next 4 literally do this? Bottom wick. Straight back up. And that's the daily flipping to the upside to come and fill that range. But we have already filled that area. A lower time frame. Do we need to fill it again? I like that, guys. I like a wing back buy as well from here. I think we could get, if the new 4 can pop down to here for me. So what we want, right, this is what I want. If the 4 closes respecting here, I will have a wing back buy from 24472. And I'm expecting this 4 to come, tap, with no top wick. And around these levels, you can push as far as this though, so we're going to have stops down there. You either put the wing back buy on, or as price pushes down, breaks the previous wick, you could have a buy stop above the 4. But what might happen is this 4 might open up, push up first, and then come down. And it's still valid to then come back up. So down, wing back buy, flip, back up to fill the rest of the range, which what can happen if we look at this level here. This 4 done exactly that. Down, tap, gone. Coming from these levels. So we came from these levels. Let's say we came from here. We can use this one, or we can use this one. Down to these levels. Down to these levels. Back up to this level. Back up to this level, down to this level, down to this level, and then where's it go next? Straight back up. Straight back up. So yeah, I like this. You could also get a buy stop on as an extra entry. If you flip at that point, you're probably coming up straight 24726. Where would stops be though? This is stops tricky because would we have stops? If you have stops there, you're covering this, you are, if the 4 closes below, you'd look to get out, so you're covering this, and if the 4 closes bearish, you'd get out on the next candle. So that would cover that. It wouldn't cover this, so you just get stopped straight away. Yeah, it would cover that. It would cover this, just. I think that's where stops are going to be for me. Wouldn't cover this one, but 4 close below, so you'd look to get out. 4 close below, I mean that played out even when the 4 close below. Yeah, so that's what I'd be after. Yes. And then next, what we've got to do is work out and go, okay, how far can this 4 push? And this is going to all help us with our. So if we go back to the daily, where can the daily go? Well, my full TP would be this level. It would have to be this level of the dailies. But we know one daily candle can get up there, which is really nice. But it's not the best. It's not the most biggest of ranges. But you'd be looking at something like this. Just I'm not too sure on stops. So 6 to 1. But the 4 has to close respecting. If the 4 breaks below, then this is not valid. You would need to wait for another 4 close above 24538, which would be more. What's the word? I'd feel better doing that, but obviously you got to wait. I wouldn't be able to get in the trade because I'll be done for the day. So ideally, we really need this 4 to close respecting. Yeah. So we'll go buys above. So let's see, we'll come back in 22 minutes. Let's have a little goal because we did save the 15. What did the 15 do? Nah, it's not for me that. Yeah, I mean, it could pop down, but you might just pop to this. I reckon you could pop to that and then plough to the upside. Oh, swoop entry, Dad. Swoop entry. Swoop entry. 30 closed bearish. No bottom wick. The one hasn't filled its range yet. So I do think this one's going to flip. This 15, this is what's going to happen with this 15. This 15 is going to tap this, and then it's going to flip and drive up. Watch. Tap up the 5s. Oh my god, no topic of the 5. Right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a swoop entry on this. I'm literally going to have $50. $50. If this, oh, but this 5 with it, there's one 5-minute candle left. That means this 5 would have to tap it, really. If this 5 can tap it, get in. Don't think it's gonna. Nope. Oh, look, it's doing it already. It's missed us. Look at that. This 5 print's bullish now. The next 5 on the 15 could easily print bullish. And we've missed it. And all I'm going off is this little area here. But we have got an advantage. You'd go risk free, take partial there. Because you can easily drop through the floor from there. Yeah, that would have been pretty nice if we had a little longer wick there. What a shame. What a shame. Look how the 5's close. Oh, that's previous 5, isn't it? I'm not sure I would take the next 5 because the next 5 would have to pop down and then flip aggressively. Doji. I mean, if it does, I'll still take it. If this 5 comes back down here now, would I take this? Do you need to pop further? I mean, these actually pop to here. Because the 15 needs to come down. Interesting. Mm. 15, 30. 19 minutes left for the 30. The 1 hour is bullish. 5. It's not going to happen. Okay. This was 30. Where can this 30 go? The 30 hasn't filled its range for me. Or has it? Here's another minor level here. You still come up and tap, which we've already tapped. And then the 30 comes up and then flips to the downside and comes and fills the range. This. To this. Probably gonna have to wait to see what this hour does, guys. I'm gonna have to wait, yeah. Yeah, there's nothing we can do at the moment. We basically need this 4. Close respecting. Would I take the wing back buy on this 4 hour? Probably not. Because if you look at every time we've rejected from here, the bearish one doesn't tap this level. You always get an extended wick with the second one. So I can see the next 4 coming down, extending, breaking the previous low, and then flip. So there's no point taking it even if this taps for me. Also here, again, you push to here, next one comes down, breaks the low, then flips. So yeah, this could be really nice, this trade. This could be really nice. It's not the best, but we've got potential 6 to 1 up. Because if you do flip, and the daily does flip, there's nowhere else to go really. You should be fairly clean up all day today to 25125, unless Iran drops a nuke on the USA. Then,
which is possible.
Which is possible. So we've got some high impact news. 12:15. That is it for the rest of the day. So that's not too bad. So yeah, I like this, guys. This wing back, but we're gonna have to wait 16 minutes. So we've got 16 minutes to wait. You could technically get a buy stop off the daily as well if you want. And your stops for the buy stop would be either the previous daily low, or you could just use 24360, or you could, once you get activated, you just use the low of the wick. So let's say you get activated in a bit and this flips, you get activated, your stops could just be below that. So yeah, we can definitely have that on for the daily. But can the 4 come up and tag you in? This is the thing. I think you're gonna have to, if the 4, even if the 4 does this with the next 4, I think you're gonna pop straight up to tap these levels anyway. Beautiful advantage point. To the daily. Got these levels, but really we're on these. Yeah. So there's that. Yeah. Okay. Can we get this buy stop on? The thing with the buy stop, its stops are pretty big at the moment. I think I'd rather wait for this 4. Yeah, we'll just wait for this 4. But yeah, we're pretty close to a trade, guys. I would probably say 9 o'clock. If the 4 can push down first, fantastic for us. But it's, as long as this 4 closes respecting here, then wing back buy stops valid. Also, if the 4 opens up and pushes down first, you could also have a buy stop above the 4 to come up as well for another entry if you wanted that. I've just left this on at the moment because this is where my daily flip would be. This is the daily flip. So yeah,
Potential 3 entries.
you what, Dan? Oh yeah,
Potential 3 entries.
potential 3 entries on this. Yeah.
Oof.
If our analysis is correct, the thing what could catch us out is if the daily needs a steeper bottom wick. But if we look at the daily, so if we look at all the times you reject from here, so it's happened here, straight back up, here, straight back up. We saw, can we put this one in? Even if you put this one in here, you still come straight back up. This one broke below, so we've got to disregard this, or even if, because of the gap, let's say this one did close respecting and you pull back, you still pull back to here. They all pull back to here, all of them, which we've tapped that level. We haven't closed respecting, so I can see this daily flipping to fill it. So even if we want to close respecting, I can still see this daily flipping and closing like so, unless this needs to come back down to tap these levels, and in that case then it would stop us out, which it might do. So these are probably the only areas what can stop us out. But if you look at what's happened, the difference between that and what's happened to us is we've already printed bullish. So we've came here and we printed bullish. This came here and there's the bullish print already up there. And then the next one comes down. So this is probably the only thing, this one is the only thing what could catch us out. So do we then got to make the decision, do we then move our stops below that as well, just in case? And that would give us, basically, if you get stopped out, we're just wrong at that point. But it covers every angle from what we see. So this is where you've got to make the decision, really. Do you have your stops here, where the majority of the time you should just be flipping and carrying on, or do you have it here as a worst case, that little 10% chance where it could come down, it covers you for that as well, but your stops are bigger, and there's a way of putting it on at that point. All these things, I think I'm pretty happy with. I'm only going to be risking $100 on this. It's a 6-to-1. The thing is, even if you risk $100, right? I've got here take partial move to break even. I definitely go risk free, but I mean, look, this one comes straight through to here. These come straight through to here. So I can see it's come straight back up. So you can probably wait until full TP hit, if right. The only thing what could happen, actually no, you would know tonight, if this daily stays bearish, right? What does that mean? Well, that means now this is just a retest of this level in this new data, just a retest of this level. Daily closes bearish, and we're probably coming down to fill the rest of the range, probably breaking out to come lower, which is what we want really. We want NAS and we want gold to come down, don't we?
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like this. I really like this. I really like it, Dan. But it's all on this 4. If this 4 close respecting. So get your measurements right. Get your lots right. Get ready. You excited, Dan?
I'm excited.
How come are you still off work then, I take it?
No, I'm off today and Thursday.
Ah, right. Yeah.
I'm doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I might try and continue that for a few weeks.
Yeah.
No.
How are you doing? How are you feeling? You feeling better?
Not really, no.
No, really.
No. So I went and had like a nerve conductivity appointment at the RBI.
Yeah.
And I've got severe carpal tunnel on my right side, moderate on my left, and the pain that I'm getting in my left side's like a trapped nerve in my elbow.
Yeah.
So it's potentially operation on my elbow
Really?
to sort out that nerve, and then either steroid injections for the carpal tunnel, or it's surgery
Fucking hell.
to get it
You don't
fixed.
fucker. You do anything for attention, don't you?
Yeah, I know. Bit of attention, bit of time off work.
Yeah.
I'm your man. It's been a nightmare, mate. Everything I'm doing is just making it worse.
Really?
So being back at work a nightmare because I've just been hired straight on borders. So
Yeah.
I'm just
What does
more-
borders mean?
So it's basically taking care of borders, weeding and pulling stuff out and barrowing stuff around the site.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, you know, I'd rather have your ear, Dan. You know, I'd rather have your ear. You know that, don't you?
This is where I'd prefer to be 100% of my time. But it's not quite there yet. I didn't trade at all last week, to be fair, so
I did a bit, mate, but it was fucking tough.
yeah.
It was tough.
It's just with what's going on around the world, it's
not flowing.
Yeah, it's a bit indecisive and
Yeah.
a lot of people will get caught out, so
Yeah. It is, mate. It's a bit all over at the minute. It's difficult times, shall we say?
yes it
Difficult
is.
times.
Yes, it is.
Difficult times.
But we beat Chelsea, so
Oh, mate, it was fuck. Did you watch it?
I didn't get to watch it, but
Did he
I
get a
caught a
dodgy
lot,
stick,
yeah.
man? He got a dodgy stick.
I have, but it's not working. My TV's broke still,
How is it?
so I just haven't bothered sorting it out.
Looking fantastic. Fantastic, mate. We were mint, like really good. And mate, the cringiest thing I've ever seen. You've probably seen it.
Is
When-
the
huddle.
The huddle, yeah.
My
Jesus.
God, do you know what that shows? It shows that there's no leaders in that team. They're all thick as fuck. Because they probably said, right, let's do a huddle in the middle around the ball and see if we can, you know, try and put off the opposition and show dominance. That's why they do it, you know, psychological thing.
Yeah.
And then the ref, obviously, he has to stand next to the ball to protect the ball, right? And instead of thinking outside the box and go, lads, let's not do it round the ref, let's just do it to the side, but on the halfway line. Not one person came up with that. No, let's do with the ref in the middle. It shows they cannot think for themselves as footballers. Like, it just shows the immaturity of them.
Right.
And then for them to get beat as well, it was fucking funny.
Fucking Rosinia's comments about like respecting the ball and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Their
as well
manager
was
doesn't have a clue.
cringeworthy.
Yeah. He was fuming, their manager, like.
It's mental.
Their manager looks like he's just stepped out of a marketing agency
Yeah.
and just ended up with, yeah, do you want to manage a football team? Yeah, go on then.
But with no like, has he won anything?
No, it's just, they're struggling, aren't they?
Yeah.
There's no manager available, mate. This is the issue. There's no decent managers available. So people are sort of stuck with who they've got.
Yeah.
2-5.
I mean, if you're calling for a penalty as well, I mean,
Oh, mate.
he's been ashamed of himself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, man. It was 4 minutes left. Come on. It was a good game. Do you know what's done my head in though? Is so obviously Chelsea, and I said this last season. Chelsea are going to be fucked next season because they spend far too much money.
yeah.
They broke loads of rules. I'm like, they're fucked next season. All they've been given is a fine, and
10 minutes.
and they can't buy anyone. This is what's doing my head in. They can't buy anyone.
The academy.
Where's the point deduction?
Yeah.
Everton gets a points deduction. Forest gets a points deduction. Why are they not getting a points deduction as well? Do you know what I mean? Someone's had a backhander because they're going for Champions League. If they don't go for Champions League, they're fucked even more. with the finances because they need the money now. But this is what does my head in with it. Any other team, they would have had points deducted. And this is why City, I don't think City will get points deducted. I think this Chelsea thing was a test to see what the uproar will be from people. And go, hang on a minute, where's the points? And if it's not too bad, they'll do the same with City. Big fine. You get a transfer ban for a year, 2 years or whatever, that's it. They won't mind. Do you know what I mean? I think it's a test to see how people react.
I mean, I think it's the... for me, it was just that, like, I think it's, 10.75 million or something's the fine?
Yeah.
And then it's a 9-month ban on purchasing academy players.
Yeah. It's stupid, isn't it?
Which is just... Like, you've already bought, like, shitloads for your academy.
Yeah.
And shitloads for your first team. So you can continue doing it for your first team. You just have 9 months where you can't... You've got to focus on the players you've got in the academy. All right. No bother. Yeah, it's mental. Absolutely mental.
Just my head in. Really just my head. Because people haven't gave a shit. And then there's us who've like selling 2 mint players, Minty and Anderson. Scrambling to sell them on like the last day of the transfer market. Just so we don't get a bit of a fine or a points deduction. Because we would definitely get points deducted.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone within the game, I'm not on about fans, right? Everyone within the game, within the league, do not want Newcastle to do well now. They used to, all the fans do, because we've never won anything, and fans like teams not winning stuff. Nah, I don't mind Newcastle. Yeah, only because we don't win anything.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone who hates Newcastle, really. Not even Peter Toes. He loves them. Well, but you know what I mean, though? Like,
be listening.
Other football fans nobody hates Newcastle, and it's only because we don't win anything. Even Liverpool fans were saying, well done, he's deserved winning that cup. Like, how bad's that? Like, it's because we don't win out. But inside, they do not want us to win everything because it's Saudis, and because we know we could literally take over everything if we were allowed to spend. So they'll do anything to sort of stop us. And especially if we fucked up on PSR. That's why I think the management and the owners have done well with Newcastle, like not taking the hit, because it won't just be a little hit with us. We will get really punished because they're waiting for us to fuck up. Because they tried to stop it, didn't they, the takeover? So you imagine the negotiations on the takeover. Look, let us take over. We'll do this, this, and this. And I bet you Premier League said, look, you better not fuck up. You better not break any rules. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it'll be like. So, yeah. And we beat Man U. I haven't seen this since we beat Man U, yeah.
Nah.
Mate, I was over the moon.
Yeah, I just followed that as well.
My next door neighbour was, because he's a Man U fan, he heard me screaming through the room, through the living room. Here we go. So, new 4 hour, guys. So this wing back now is valid. Perfect. Wing back buys. So I'm going to get a buy limit on. I'm only risking $100.
You don't buy limit above daily.
No, my buy limit's here. 24471. No.
Yeah, buy limit, not buy stop.
Yeah. 3, 6, 2, 4, 3, 6, 4. Stops at 24364. $100 risk. I'm willing to risk $100 to see if we're right. Okay. Now, if this 4 pops down, right, and breaks this low. So if this 4 pops down and breaks this low, I'm also going to have a buy stop above the 4 wick, wherever it is. Okay. This I would take partial move to break even, if you wish. I might just hold mine. Let's see. So stand by for a standby.
Stand by for a standby.
the four, all the fours tend to come and break the low again. All of them. They all break the previous four. So we might as well wait for that four to get brought. Oh, this one doesn't actually. This one doesn't. But still, we need a pullback before we can get a buy stop on the four. So if we can get a nice pullback. So if we can maybe come and tap maybe these levels. Daily. Would we get a buy stop above the daily? Would this four come up? Where's the daily buy? So you could have a buy stop above the daily, but where's your stops? The only thing I'm worried about the daily is, can this four maybe pop up, activate, and then still come back down? If the answer is no, then yeah, you could get your buy stop on. I don't know. I don't know. Well, you think we're expecting this fake out? We know the four can come up to there and close bullish. But if it comes up to there, I would imagine it's coming straight through. That would be, where was that one? This one came straight up. Where was that one I was just looking at? Here. I mean, this four came straight up. Ooh. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Okay. So, I'm going to have a buy stop above the daily. I'm only going to be risking $100 again now. So you're going to have to adjust your... So we've got wingback buys, buy limit, 24474. We've got the buy stop above the daily. My stops for the daily will be the low of the daily. I don't think we can get activated without tapping this, so you might as well have your stops here. I've got lines all over. I know it's a bit confusing, this, but if you just try and... the reason I'm getting the buys, because you might be thinking, well, why are you getting it on? You just watch it push up there. Because the four can drive up if it wants to. Really drive up. Stop. 4, 5, 3, 5. I've decided what we're going to do in August with streaming. I'm going to put $1,000 in a trading account.
Nice.
And we're going to see where we are at the end of the year.
Like it.
So people can start off with $100 if they want, $500, whatever. So I have got another buy. I've got a buy stop above the daily. Now, if the four comes down to here, I need to sort this out. This is going to go thin. This is going to go thin as well. Okay. If the four comes down to this level, I'll have another buy stop above the four as well. Dan.
Oosh. Beta 3 trades.
Beta 3 trades. Hey, Andre, it works though, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it works, mate. There's a guy I learned loads from, right? Called Dombo. And I learned a lot from him, to be fair. And he streamed on YouTube. And he took I think he went from like $5,000 up to $1 million or something like that, right? All live on YouTube. He was dead transparent. He showed his MT4 and everything. And he used to place. He'd have massive stops, right? And then he'd bag like 10, 15. Basically, what I was doing when we first started streaming, Dan. It was a lot of it was from him, really. And he would add a position, because he was on a live account, so he could. obviously people on prop firms and that couldn't, and I couldn't at the time. I could maybe put 2 positions on. If you put any more positions on, it wasn't worth the value because you'd have to use lower lots. Otherwise, you're going to violate rules. And you know what? He was a proper nice lad on YouTube. And then, so he took 5k up to, I think it was 5k, I can't remember the amount, up to like 1 million. It's not on YouTube anymore, like it's not streaming anymore. From not what I see anyway. And he used to do that, he'd add a position. But what, so he done that he took that up to 1 million, and then he opened a PAM for all of his followers, where he trade with their money. And he blew the PAM, blew everyone's money. People put a lot of money in as well. Honestly, he got tortured. And all he was doing is when he was adding a position, price just kept going and going. You think he's adding a position. But he used to do it to get out. So basically what I do, if the forward closes above, that's my sign to get out. I'll add another position at a point to pull back so we'll break even, you know what I mean? I won't add more than 3 positions, but he kept adding and adding and adding. And then he sort of blew the pan and then disappeared for like a year. Because he was gutted. Blew it all, basically. So, yeah. 3 trades is actually not bad considering, Andre. I'll have you know, young man. Well, yeah.
Tom also, Tom, whatever, he also does.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. And I get it because, like, you do have to be fearless, but it's got to make sense. So I'll only add a position if it makes sense. Okay, we can reject from here, right? Well, that means I would lose an extra $50. I'm willing to risk an extra $50 for a bigger chance to get out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just people don't like to do it when they're deep in drawdown. I think, oh my god, I'm deep in drawdown. I can't add a position. But it's best when like you go into drawdown and you add positions to try and get out, but price just flips and drives, and you got all your positions on still, and price is driving. They're the best ones.
Yeah, he's taking a bit of a break, Tom.
Yeah, he graphs, doesn't he?
He had I think he's got a bit of a cancer scare or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's I think they found something in his prostate maybe, or something like that. And then one of his really good friends actually passed away now recently with exactly the same thing. So he's a bit shaken. I think he's okay though. He put out a statement and stuff. So he said he's back in April, that he will trade again.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's going to South America, taking some time out and clearing his head and stuff. So,
I think you need it, man.
Yeah.
There's times where it probably happened to me a couple of weeks ago when I had a bit of a break, but the charts weren't right anyway. But I was taking too many losses. I was like, I'm gonna have to have a break here. And once you realise that there'll always be setups, there'll always be another setup. Like you're not missing anything, you know. And I think people, when they have a break, they'll look over what they've missed and think, "Oh my god, I could have caught that. That's a flyer. It absolutely flew. I could have had that." But it's just you just don't look. It's no point
rather than look for the next flyer.
Yeah, just keep looking for your next trade. And what are the markets allow me to have? Is this 4 going to come down? That's the question. I'll be on till 10, guys. I'm going to go at 10, I think. This is I say longer time frame trade. We know we can tap and really pop. I mean, look at this. Tap, pop, off the 4. So that's what we could get. But you could also get this. Tap to there. Oh, that would be only to here. And then the new 4 comes down and then pops. So that's what I'm saying. It is a longer time frame trade. Think about your risk with these entries though. Like if this 4 comes down to this level, I'll have a buy stop above the 4 as well. Right. So that means I would have potentially 1, 2, 3 trades on this. Now I've said I'm willing to risk $100 on this one. Okay. And then you've got to go, okay, well, are you willing to risk $100 on all? So that's $300. That's what you've got to say. If the answer is no, then you're going to have to lower your risk on some of them. But you've got to work that out, obviously, as per your trading plan. Big game tomorrow night though, Danny.
Oh yeah.
Big. Do you reckon we can do it? Mate, we battered Barcelona. We're so unlucky.
Yeah, I think we
So
can.
unlucky.
But it depends on which Newcastle show up, isn't it, really?
And I'm
We,
hoping the Chelsea one shows up. So we were class.
Well, that's it. It was disappointing. We'll let them in at the end.
Yeah. It's weird football because what it is, my under 13s team. So these are a team last year that were getting smashed literally between 10 and 15-0 every time, right?
Yeah.
Now the last 3 games, they won 1 and they lost 2, right? But the last 2 games, so the other day was that we played the second in the league. They're second in the league at the moment. We lost 1-0. We were by far the better team, right? We were the better team. The week before we played top of the league. We lost 2-1 only because of an own goal. And Mason, my son, scored the own goal. So you can imagine he was grounded for a week. And then the week before that we won 3-1 against a team we normally get beat from. So they're doing really well. And then the ladies won last week 4-0 as well. So that was good. I have a great week when my ladies team win, my under 13s team win, and Newcastle win. But there's weekends where they lose, the under 13s get smashed, and Newcastle gets smashed. And I'm just like, why do I bother with football?
I'm sick. Ruined my entire week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got every chance.
Yeah, fly. And then
I hope we get through and all the other English teams get knocked out. Because they're not in good positions, really, other than Arsenal.
Yeah.
Which is just a 1-1 as well, isn't it?
Look at this here, Dan. Look at this here. Sorry you cut across, Dan. What did I say about the 15 on gold? What did I say on the 15? Look at that. I said you get a 15 close above that. Fake out. Bang. I was hoping this 15, we were hoping this 15 was going to do that. Break out and then drop. That would have been lovely, that. Well. Oh well. This can really push down here.
You can really dance.
You can really dance. So the one's got no bottom wick. So this could do exactly the same. If the one closes like this, you could easily get this on the new one. Come down. Tap. Maybe close respecting or break out like this one did. Do you know what? That's what's going to happen. This is exactly what's going to happen, right? This one's going to close like this. The next one is then going to close like that. And then the next one is going to be the one that comes down, tap, to then flip. That is exactly what's going to happen. That's exactly what happened here. Rejection, rejection, structure, minor structure mind. 1 hour broke out, 1 hour breaks out. Next one flies down, breaks out to the downside, sucks loads of sellers in. And the next one comes down, taps, flips. Do we need to bring that wing back closer? I think we might need to here. Why is this not tapping this level? Let me have a look at that. Tap. That's strange. That's weird, because on the 4 it taps. Yeah, okay. So it means I can only see us getting up and getting tapped before 10. If this 30 closes like this, I'll just call it on the 30 because that would confirm that we're not going to get tapped. The one's going to stay bullish. But if this 30 flips, then yes. Yeah, there's no point staying on. I've got to go out today. I've got to go at 10 anyway, so I might as well just fucking... Let's see if this 30 can flip. I'm just going to nip the toilet, guys. If this 30 flips, fantastic. But I'm not sure it's going to. Okay. Be back in a sec, Dan.
No worries.
So how are you getting on, Dan?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. I haven't been trading as much over the last couple of weeks, to be honest. Just not feeling it, really. So, and going back to work and stuff like that. So I've been knackered and not sleeping properly. So, yeah, I feel like I'm just not on the ball like I should. So I haven't really done a great deal. So I need to get back into it. I'm struggling. I can't see anything when I go on, and I think I'm like frightened losing. So I need to get over that before I really delve back into it. But with the way the world's going at the minute, it's a bit temperamental at the best of times anyway. But
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. So
How are you doing? How's your hand or your wrist or what was it?
yeah, so it's carpal tunnel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so really bad in the right, sort of medium on the left.
Yeah.
With a possible trapped nerve in my elbow, so that's what's causing all me problems. So yeah, it's going to be potential surgery.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which means more time off work.
Yeah.
So, which I'm sure my bosses will absolutely love.
Yeah. They love it, don't they?
No, they do. They do. Yeah. So I mean, I was supposed to be in on Friday last week, but I haven't been sleeping for months. I haven't been sleeping properly, and I had a terrible night's sleep on Thursday, and then I must have just dozed off, and I didn't hear anything, no alarms or anything. So one of the bosses had been trying to ring us, left us a relatively snotty voicemail. But like I woke up at 11:30.
Yeah.
Not work at 8 o'clock. So yeah. Had to ring him back, and then my direct boss just didn't answer our phone, didn't bother ringing us back.
Yeah.
That's why yesterday and shit just didn't mention anything. So didn't ask us how I am, how things are going with the problems or anything. I was like, okay.
We're just going to ignore this now.
Yeah, I think that's it. Just pretend there's not a problem, and then go away. So yeah, until I say like, oh well, I'm going to have to go in for X, Y, and Z possible operation, so I'm going to need some time off. Then is there any point in you working here? Probably not. But it's a tough one because I've been suffering from it for quite some time now. Just obviously the heavier work gets, the worse it gets.
Yeah.
So I've sort of been able to sort of forget about it myself and manage it all right. But then, I say, going back at the beginning of the year, and it's all just been hedge cutting for 2 weeks solid. And I think that's what's just tipped us over the edge.
Yeah.
So the pain is nigh on constant, no full night's sleeps, that sort of thing. But it catches up with you.
Yeah.
Catches up with you. It throws everything off.
Yeah.
So, but yes, I'm still plodding along.
Yeah.
So, hoping that it'll get fixed soon. I had the appointment on the 11th. So 2 to 3 weeks for the doctors to get the results.
Yeah.
So from there we'll decide, because if I get the injections, it'll probably be a couple of weeks where I can't do much work. But the guy who did my assessment was saying, like, yes, injections they're great. 4 out of 5 people find it successful, but the length of time that it's successful for differs greatly.
Yeah.
So it's like, you might be great for 2 years and then need surgery to fix it permanently.
Yeah.
Or it could be a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And then, everything sort of comes back. So it really does depend, and it's a choice that I've got to make. Do I want to go straight for surgery and just get it out of the way, or do the injections and see, because then I might get a couple of years out of it before then having to go into surgery. So yeah, it's one that I've got to sort of sit down and weigh up the pros and cons and discuss with the GP. But then the trapped nerve in the elbow, he was saying, I can give you a couple of things to watch out for. So if I'm like clenching pulling my forearm up to my muscle and shoulder, and then resting on my elbow, and sitting with your hand in your head, your hand on your head or anything like that, to stop doing that, because it's stretching the nerve around the elbow.
All right. Yeah.
So it's things to look out for if you do these things.
Yeah.
To like recognize you're doing it, stop doing it, and hopefully that'll lessen the amount of pain and tension on the nerve on the elbow.
Yeah.
Like if that doesn't work, there's no in between. It's just surgery.
Yeah.
To correct the nerve positioning. So that's another thing. It might just be because I sleep like that. I tuck my arm under the pillow where my head is when I'm sleeping. So that's exactly what I shouldn't be doing, but that's the way I've slept for my entire life. So trying to change that and stuff is a lot more difficult, because it's just you'll do it when you're asleep. Or because that's what you're used to, that's what you're more comfortable with. So really difficult, and it's things you don't sort of quite expect. But I'm sure we'll get to the bottom of it. Just depends on what, like I say, if it's surgery or what, because then that is unfortunately going to have to. We're getting into the busy time at work now, so they're not going to want us to take any time off.
Yeah.
But
spring season,
this is it. All the plantings going on now, but just like I say, since I've been back at work, it's just I told her, like, I had 5 weeks off work with it, and I've gone back to work, and she said like, "Oh, you're all better." And I'm like, "Well, no, I have to come back. We still haven't got to the bottom of it." I was hoping that, if injections were an option, that was going to be sort of one of the first port of calls. Yeah. But it wasn't. It's just been tests and going for X-rays and things like that. So it's. I was saying, she was like, "Oh, well, do you need to stay active or do you need to rest?" I was like, "Well, I need to rest. I've been told I need to stop doing what I'm doing. That's causing pain." Yeah. And then straight away, it's just been like, right, move out 322 litre pots
Yeah.
to the other side of the site. When you've done that, go out and you're digging borders. You haven't finished cutting down, 30-foot laurel trees.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go and finish that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, are you joking? It's like all of it is heavy stuff, and every day that I've gone in, the other members of staff are planting plants in pots.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, you know the situation.
Yeah.
We've had a chat about it, and it's just, no, you can go and do all the heavy stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, all right. I'm not, but I am going to get worse.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. But other than that, like I say, it's grand.
It's all good.
I'm still alive.
Yes.
The downside is I got paid more, I'm not sure how, on statutory sick pay for 3 days a week
Okay.
than I do working 3 days a week, which to me is crazy.
Yeah.
But then I'm wondering why I'm still not on statutory sick.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Have you been training for the high rock stuff?
Yeah. Well, training wasn't the best. I think maybe 1 day a week I managed to do, and then did it on the weekend. So that was it was good, but it was hard. We our girls, they just love being in the it's like this hostel we're staying in, a private family room and stuff.
Yeah.
And they just really struggle to fall asleep when they're there. Everything is too exciting.
Yeah.
So the day before my race, I think, I got about 2.5 hours sleep. At first, when I woke up, my watch didn't even register that I had slept.
Yeah.
And then later on, it's like, oh no, okay, you slept about 2.5 hours. So it was basically from 5 until 7 or something.
Yeah.
I slept. So that was when I got up, I was like, oh, I didn't want to go race, but I did it, and I did better than I expected. So that was it was nice. And now now we'll train for Berlin, which will be in May. So hopefully we can actually get a bit more training done for that.
Yeah.
But it was still fun, and the girls were good. They enjoyed it there, and it's nice to see them there.
Yeah.
And everything. So yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Did you say Belgium's in May?
Say again?
Did you say Belgium's in May?
Berlin, yeah.
Berlin, sorry.
Yeah, Berlin, yeah. So now we're just looking at, okay, how do we get there? Do we drive or take the train? But now there's some issues with the train from here, so we could perhaps drive to another town, take a train from there. But then it's a good 5.5 hours, something on the train. And with the little ones, they get busy, but in the car, they hate driving for that long. So it's like, do we choose,
It's difficult find a happy medium.
Yeah, exactly. So either way, one of the options they'll be annoyed, but at least in the car they're strapped in. They can't go anywhere.
Yeah. Whereas you've got to watch them every single second.
Yeah, exactly. But it seems like quite a nice train actually. That's got a kiddie section and stuff like that. So
I can imagine the views.
Yeah.
Train.
Yeah.
Are going to be exceptional as well.
Yeah.
Guys, sorry to cut across.
It's all right.
I'm going to move my daily buy stop up. And the reason being is the way this is pumped. So I've identified an area where the 30s can actually wick up. If we look, where was that? Was it that one? I think it was this one here. So if you look at the 30 before coming down, the 30 can actually wick up to this level. And if I mark this level up before then coming back down to hit our level.
Our entry.
Right, if you mark this up where this is tapped, this was bang on this was our buy limit, literally bang on.
Yeah.
So the last thing I want to do is we get activated here because when we come down, we're coming down to this area, aren't we? Which would take our stops. So I think just by adjusting the daily to maybe above this level, that means the 30 can come and take these no top wicks and then drop. You still might get activated, or you could just delete it. But if the daily's going to go, it's going to go. So it's like you're going to miss the move. But I just don't want to be tucked down. So I think I'm going to move my daily buy stop to above the hourly top wick. If you go onto the hourly time frame, there's an hour here. I've got it just above that top wick. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Yes, we're sort of losing a few pips, but just think of it as it's just added in insurance to the trade. That's all it is. Added insurance. Okay, so that's what I've done there. My buy stop's now above. I'm hoping we just pull back now with the next hour, which is what I can see happening. But we've got another 30 minutes for the next hour. So if this hour closes like this, then we can get that. But how steep's this top wick going to be? Well, it looks like you can tap that area, which would tap us. Either that, or you can just wait for like an hour close above there, and getting off that. But yeah, that's what I've done. Not sure I even got trade IDs. Okay, so that's not on the trade IDs. That's all right. I'm gonna leave you with this, guys. If the 4 close below here, you just manage risk. But other than that, we should still pop down on this 4, tap, and then flip back to the upside. Or if you do drive up, we've got our daily buy stop with our stops below. If the 4 closes bullish here and you get a bottom wick, you could then have a buy stop above that 4 if you wanted. But you're looking at another 3.5 hours for the next 4 to close. So probably won't happen. But yeah, I'm gonna love you to leave this guys with this because it's can't see it getting activated till probably another hour. So what have I got on tomorrow? So yeah, I'll be on tomorrow again. Thursday I'm not on, but Friday I should be back on. So yeah, I'm gonna love you to leave you. Have a fantastic day, and I'll catch y'all later.
Yeah, mate. See ya.
See you later, guys.
See you later. I will be back on Thursday.